everyone, how are you doing today? My name is Karina and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very exciting fourth update for Partners in Cream for 2023. Well, there's so much to dive into to discuss. Again, if you're unfamiliar with this project, details in the description box down below, or I recommend you checking out the intro video for all of those extra details. But without further ado, let's just dive right into the items that I have rolled in for this project. And we've started off with the primer. So this is the one I've been playing with. This is the Bourjois Healthy Mix. Their anti-fatigue blurring primer. Words in the correct order is important. Now, this is where I was last time. And I only used this an additional 12 times in this project, bringing me to a total of 39 uses in the project. And that was enough to finish it. I feel like I went through this 20 milliliter product so fast. I feel like I had to use so much of it. And it wasn't the best primer, so I'm glad that this is done. So of course we will roll in a replacement, and spoiler, it's going to be a primer because I'm predictable like that. But I will be rolling in the replacements after we talk through all the progress. The second item is my foundation. This is the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover Foundation. This I had rolled in brand new to this project last update. I have 26 uses on this item because I am pre-filming just a little bit in advance. And so 26 uses got me to there. This was full when I started, and 26 uses got me here. This is the product I'm wearing today. In fact, I am wearing all of these products today, just about here. I don't know. I feel like either my face eats makeup, or am I overusing this? I don't think I'm overusing it, but like that's just so fast to go through a foundation. I don't know what's going on. This is something. Obviously the goal is to finish it. That's the goal with all of these products just about. And 2 more months? I'm thinking 2 more months, and then I need to roll in a whole nother foundation, which is great because I have a lot of foundations to go through, and this one does expire in November of this year because it does have SPF 50 in it. But wow, this is moving way faster than I thought. The item that is not moving quickly, which of course this is the one that's not a to use up goal. This is just progress. That of course is my Maybelline. So the color Tattoo eyeshadow in Socialite. Again, the goal is to use it 5 times every month. I have used it 5 times. I am wearing it today. It is the only eyeshadow that I have all over the lid. I do have another eyeshadow in my crease and another for the inner corner. But I did use it 5 times this month for a total of 23 uses in the project thus far. You saw where I was. It's gonna look probably about the same as I've been mentioning. I'm trying to work my way around these edges and kind of wear that down because I'm concerned about that drying out. But, I'm making progress on it. And again, although maybe I would like to up my usage on this, again, to get more movement, I'm not going to do that because of all the other eyeshadows I have in other projects, including my dedicated Use That Eyeshadow project. But I am happy to still be reaching for this. It's great for those, again, run out the door, quick makeup, everyday type of looks. So I'm happy with it. Next up is my Alleyoop Stack the Odds set. And of course, I did have the cream bronzer in. I had finished that already, so that was super exciting. So I was still working on the blush because, again, I don't like this highlighter, so I'm not going to use it. You'll see where I was last time. And I used this a lot. There would have been reapplications simply because, again, these numbers are a little bit of a foundation, which I do use that foundation every day. Been 26 days or 26 uses since I last filmed this update. But I do have 30 uses on this blush, which brings me to a total of 54 uses in the project, which brings me to here. So I have really expanded that pan. On this side here, you can see it's cracking or pulling away from the edge a little bit. I'm not entirely sure what it's doing there. I can still reach product, especially over on this side here, but I'm thinking potentially soon I may have to scrape it all into the middle and make it a little bit easier for myself. But I'm very pleased with how this is coming along because this is one of the items I do want to have out this year. Again, the focus was just on these two. And my fifth and final item in Partners in Cream for this update, which has been in since the beginning of this project. It is the last one standing. The iconic London Multi-Use Sculpting Palette. Again, it was only the top shades I was interested in. I was not interested in the bronzer kind of contour options because they don't work for me and I don't like cream bronzers. Even though I did finish one. So at least I finished one. But these, no. You'll see where I was last time. And that is where I am now. My goal is met. All three of the top have been completely finished off. So I am so very excited. This means that I will count those three as empties, but the other three in here are going to be decluttered because it is still within the 18-month shelf life after opening. And we'll see if someone else wants them and can get some use out of them. Because again, cream products, they do go bad very quickly. This was the last man standing from the intro, so I am so excited to get it done. And I'm so excited to not be working on cream palettes because I don't like them. So, it's a milestone. I'm very, very pleased. So, with these two products rolling out, we need to bring in some replacements. So, no surprise for this project, because again, this is my kind of staple everyday kind of stuff. So we're just going to keep rolling in similar products. So to replace my Bourjois Primer, I'm being bad and I'm not rolling in my oldest primer because I kind of want to try this one for the summer. So we're doing this one instead. This one, which you can barely see, came to me in a boxy charm. This is the Tarte Glowtion, their Skin Perfector. This is a very glowy kind of primer, to the point that it looks just kind of oily on the skin. So I've used it a little bit already because I needed a primer. So I have gotten 6 uses on this. That's for me to know. It's like, yeah, I can get this out of my collection. This is also full when I started, and this is where we're starting it off officially in this project. So this is 6 uses, and it was completely full when I started because I did shine my flashlight through it. So I don't know. Something about these glowy products, I feel like I need a lot of it on my skin and they go through it quickly, which is great for Project Pan, not so good from a value perspective. With those 6 uses, I already know, again, not my favorite, so I'm excited to get this used up. And then once this one is done, then I'll be good and I'll roll in an older primer. So probably, I think I know what my oldest one is, so that'll be the one coming in next. But this is now introduced to the project. And then to replace this palette, which I was using for concealer, I am so excited to bring in a proper actual concealer. The one I'm rolling in is a cult classic, huge following on YouTube, and I think it's kind of going around again right now. But I have had this open for a little bit more than a year now, so it is time to get it moving. That is this guy. This is the Maybelline, the Instant Age Rewind Multi-Use Concealer. The shade I have is in the brightening shade, so I do use this one more for color correction and brightening underneath of the eyes. I'm not a big fan of the top there, and there is some product in there, so the marking isn't completely accurate because I did have to roll it up the other day to get a little bit more in there. But again, like I said, this is what I use for color correction. And I feel like this is a product, when you're using it, it does move very quickly. Because I feel like I haven't used a whole ton. But as you guys can see, that is where I'm going to be starting off in this project. So right at the bottom of this sticker label right there. So not a whole ton in there, but it will be good to get this used up. And again, I chose this one because it was easier to track than some of my more traditionally packaged concealers. That's why I opted for this. I do use it every day as a brightening concealer under my eyes. So this product has suddenly become very Maybelline heavy because we do, of course, have the foundation, the eyeshadow, and the concealer. But these are things I want to use up. So just the way it goes sometimes. This is the point of the video when I would normally be talking about my goals. But the problem is I don't think I'm going to be able to finish anything for the next update. Now you might be saying, well, Karina, like you're getting really close on this blush. Like, why don't you think you can maybe get this finished? Like maybe it's possible. And if I was using it every day, I think it would be. But for those of you who have caught my Graveyard Project pan, you will know that I rolled in a palette that I am very motivated to get out. One of those items in there is kind of a more orangey, corally blush. And so I prefer to use a cream blush under it that is more orangey, corally of a color. Now this will still get some use. So for example, it is the blush I'm wearing, I am wearing two blushes. So this one and then NARS Orgasm, because that is in a project and it works very well with Socialite. So I will still get some use, but I am very motivated to get that palette finished, including the Royal Flush blush. So that's going to be my priority. So I don't think I'm going to get a whole ton of movement on this guy over the next month. Again, with the exception of the eyeshadow, which is 5 uses every month as my goal, all of the rest of the items are either new this update or new last update. So they're not in a spot where I could really finish them. So next month is going to be very much a progress month, which is still good because that will start to getting us fairly close. So depending on how I progress with things, we might have some decent number of rollouts. That could have a lot of rollouts once again. So ebbs and flows with this project. So no real big goals except for my usage of the 5 on the eyeshadow. And of course I will progress on everything. And again, at this point, with how I use that concealer, that foundation, that primer, those are the only ones that I'm working on. So they will have some very good usage for my next update. But thank you so much for joining me for today's video. Again, if you enjoy Project Pan content, I do a ton of it on my channel and it's all organized in playlists for easy binge watching. And of course, I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video very soon. Have a wonderful day.